Some stories feel like they've just always been there, whispered from one generation to the next. Well, today we're diving into the incredible thousand-year journey of a real manuscript, a story that's honestly more dramatic than any fiction you could imagine.
Okay, so picture this. It's April 15th, 1912. You're in the middle of the North Atlantic. It's cold, it's dark, it's absolutely terrifying. The so-called unsinkable Titanic has hit an iceberg, and in all that chaos, amidst the screams and the freezing water, thousands of lives and countless treasures are just about to disappear into the deep. These words, from Amin Maalouf's amazing novel Samarkand, they just set the stage perfectly. The narrator, who is completely haunted by what happened, reveals that it wasn't just any book that went down. No, this was the one and only, the original manuscript of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam.
So that's the big question, right? To really get why this loss was so huge, we have to travel back in time. Way back. 1,000 years, actually, to the moment it was created. A story that was born from secrets and fear.
So our journey doesn't start in the icy Atlantic. Nope. It begins on the vibrant, dusty streets of Samarkand, the absolute jewel of the Silk Road.
The year is 1072. A brilliant 24-year-old poet named Omar Khayyam shows up in the city, and he's just totally captivated by its energy. But one evening, his fascination turns to pure horror when he sees a mob attacking an old man, and his only crime? He was a philosopher, which, believe me, was a deadly accusation back then.
The leader of the mob then turns his fury on Khayyam just for trying to step in. And did you notice how that last word, philosopher, is just spat out like it's a curse? In this time, that word alone could be a death sentence. And this really gets to the heart of the conflict. To the mob, these are all deadly sins. But to anyone with wisdom, they're the words you'd use to describe a genius. Khayyam himself, a poet, a scientist, a freethinker, was a walking target in his own time.
So, just as the mob is about to close in, the city guard finally intervenes. Khayyam, all battered and bruised, is dragged away, but not to a dungeon. No, he's taken before the city's most powerful chief judge, a man named Abu Tahir.
Now, instead of throwing the book at him, the judge gives him some pretty chilling advice. He sees the genius in Khayyam, but he also knows they live in a dangerous world. He warns him that to survive, he has to keep his real thoughts a secret. Basically, silence is survival.
But the judge offers more than just advice. He gives him a solution. He presents a book made of something called kagazen. And this wasn't just paper, okay? This was a treasure in itself. The finest, silkiest material made only in Samarkand.
And right here, in this quiet, really dramatic moment, a legend is born. The judge hands the empty book to Khayyam and tells him to fill it. Fill it with all his unspeakable thoughts, his forbidden poems, and hide them from the world. And just like that, the Rubaiyat began its life as a secret.
The story now shifts. We're leaving the dangerous streets and heading into the glittering and, frankly, equally dangerous court of Nasir Khan. This is a place where art is just a performance. And love? Well, love is an act of rebellion.
46. I know, it seems like a totally random number, but it stands for a moment of incredible humiliation and incredible defiance.
So this is how artists get rewarded in the Khan's court. The amazingly talented court poet, a woman named Jahan, is forced to literally fill her mouth with gold coins as payment. The court counts along as she nearly chokes, all the way to 46.
The Khan, thinking this is all very amusing, offers Khayyam the same honor. But Khayyam, our freethinker, flat out refuses. Instead, he recites a poem that basically tells the Khan what he thinks of his transactional view of art. I mean, what a courageous move. That could have easily cost him his life.
And in that super tense moment, something happens. Khayyam and Jahan's eyes meet across the room, and a silent connection is made. Drawn together by art and danger, she starts visiting him secretly at his garden pavilion. And there, a passionate affair of both the mind and the body begins to blossom.
So Khayyam's world is about to be completely shaken up by two new people who are going to change his life and, as it turns out, shape history for centuries to come. First, his reputation reaches the ears of Nizam al-Mulk, the powerful vizier of the entire Seljuk Empire. He sees Khayyam's genius as a tool for the state. And second, a chance meeting on the road with a young student, Hassan-i Sabbah, turns out to be anything but random. This is how Hassan Sabbah introduces himself. Not hello, not nice to meet you, just test me. He immediately senses a kindred spirit, a powerful intellect, and he wants to pit his own against it. This signals the arrival of a truly formidable, ambitious, and, let's be honest, dangerous mind.
Khayyam accepts the challenge, and as they debate through the night, he's just stunned. This young man's mastery of philosophy, math, theology, it's absolute. In that moment, Khayyam realizes he's met his intellectual equal, and a great rivalry is born.
And through all of this, the love, the politics, the rivalry, the secret manuscript of the Rubaiyat is there, silently witnessing history as its pages slowly fill with forbidden truths.
I mean, just look at the epic life of this one book. It goes from Khayyam to his great rival, Hassan-i Sabbah, the founder of the Order of Assassins, by the way, who locks it away in his fortress library. For centuries, it just vanishes. Then, suddenly, in the modern age, it's rediscovered by our narrator. It's the prize of his life, and then he loses it to the sea. Think about that. It survived medieval empires, only to be taken down by a modern iceberg. And that brings us back to our narrator's profound grief and his heavy confession of guilt. He's convinced that it was his ambition, his desire to bring this Eastern treasure to the West that messed with its destiny and sent it to a watery grave.
And this really brings us to our final thought. The loss of the Samarkand manuscript wasn't just about losing paper and ink. It was the loss of Khayyam's secret thoughts, of Jahan's love, of the judge's wisdom, the clash of entire empires, 1,000 years of human experience, all gone. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? When a one-of-a-kind creation is lost forever, what parts of our own story do we actually lose with it?